Today we are talking all about being audacious in your business. What does it take for you to really show up in a way that feels aligned, that feels energetic, that feels like you are going to achieve the goal that you want? If we've not met, I'm Suze Chadwick. I'm a personal brand and business coach, helping you build a brand that sells for you and also helping you get out of your own way so that you can do more of the things that you want. Now, the first thing I'm going to say is that I am not immune to the energy slumps in business. I am not immune to the roller coaster ride that is business. And I feel like there's been so much going on in the world now and in the last few years that it's totally normal if you're not always feeling incredible, going for big goals, doing the things that you want. But this morning I woke up and my brain offered me a thought. Suze, what if you were being more audacious? What if you went after the big thing that you want? What if you created the event you've been thinking about? What if you relaunched the program that is all about audacity and courage that you built several years ago but haven't talked about for a really long time? And so often we're playing small, not because we want to, but because of fear. Fear of judgment, fear of things not working the way that we want, not getting the result that we want, not getting the income that we want, whatever it is. It could be a fear of success as well. What if it all works and then I've got to now deal with this success? So by the end of today's episode, what I want you to have is the mindset and the practical tips to be more audacious in your business and maybe even in your life. The first thing is really doing that mindset audit of where are we? What's happening at the moment? How are we feeling? What are we thinking? And where are we when it comes to the business that we have and the vision that we have? I'm a big one for mindset audits because it allows us to stop and really take stock of what's going on. I think it's really easy just to keep rolling with whatever's happening and not stop and say, am I going in the right direction? Is this where I'm supposed to be going? Is this the way that I want to show up? Is this the energy that I'm wanting to create for myself and for my audience? And so number one is, what is your thought audit? And I do love Brooke Castillo's The Model, which is looking at the circumstance that you're in right now, thinking about what are the thoughts that I'm having, which are creating the feelings that I'm having, which then create the actions and results. Now, if the results I am having right now are not what I want them to be, what action am I taking or not taking? And what thoughts am I having that are then influencing those actions and feelings? And I think the model is something that I learned years ago, and it's something that I use really often. It's something that I share with my clients as well. And so I think that that is a great opportunity to actually reverse engineer the results that you want to get. And I want to offer you some thoughts that you can borrow if you're struggling right now or if you're not where you want to be. The first thought is a really obvious one, that you can be audacious. And I absolutely love the meaning of audacious in the dictionary, which is showing a willingness to take surprisingly bold risks. You can take risks and they can pay off. Now, you might start small and build up to it. I remember when I first started my business, my very first event, not like my first conference, my first event was a conference. It was 100 people. It was 2 events, one in the day and one in the evening, with Lisa Messenger, who is a very successful entrepreneur. She had a magazine at the time called The Collective, and I booked her as a speaker. We sold the tickets. The event cost, we broke even, but it cost $40,000. And it was the first one I ever did. Now, that was audacity, but it was also ignorance because I hadn't actually thrown an event before. And so I didn't realize that I probably could have negotiated and got my costs down. But I did that event and that really launched my business. And there have been many other times where I've taken bold action and the willingness to take those risks, and it has paid off. And so sometimes we've got to go back and look at the evidence. Like, if you've made a lot of money before, I've done it before and I can do it again. If I've taken big risks and they've paid off, okay, what would that look like now? What are the things that I really want to create, build, do in my business, and how am I going to be able to do that? Now, one of the things I was actually saying to a biz friend the other day is that whilst I love talking about business and branding, and obviously clients come to me to make money which they do get a result with. I love talking about the mindset. As a certified mindset coach, I want to talk more about the mindset. I want to talk more about the energetics. I want to talk more about really aligning your big vision with what it is that you're here to do and the purpose around it. And so for me, that is also being more audacious, where I'm more audacious to claim my space in the mindset area, more audacious to talk about the energetics around business, because I love it. I find it interesting. I find it compelling. I find it so helpful, because we can't just do business with the strategy. We can't just do the actions. We have to also have the woo, the energetics, and the alignment. Because like I always say, your energy is your invitation. Your energy is what sells it. And so yeah, you can have the tactics. I can give you all the strategies in the world, but if you don't feel energetically aligned to it, you're not going to show up and deliver it in a way that you feel connected to, that's going to magnetize the clients that you want. I 100% believe that when you are energetically aligned and you show up with that passion, that excitement, that purpose, that is what makes you magnetic. And you can't be magnetic if you're not taking surprisingly bold risks. If you're not showing up and doing the live, doing the workshop, creating the thing that you want. And so if you're not feeling like you're living with purpose in mind, with a big vision in mind, with that goal in mind, then building can feel really empty, because you're not working towards something. We're goal-orientated people. We love to have an end goal. And I think as entrepreneurs, when we start a business, well, no matter what that goal is, everybody's is going to be different. Yours might be financial freedom. It might be that you only work 3 or 4 days a week. It might be that you get to choose the projects that you work on, that you get to spend more time with your kids, that you make $1 million. Whatever yours is, we have to have that energetic alignment to it. And so the first thing is having that thought audit. Where am I? What is it that I want to do? And aligning that with the vision that you've got. Right now, and I was sharing this with a coaching client this morning on one of our calls. Right now, I have got a venue in mind. I can picture the event. I can picture exactly what we're going to be talking about, what the energy in the room is going to be like, and the people in the room, what they're going to walk away with. What is the brand experience? What they're going to be saying in the testimonials that they're going to be recording at the end of the event. And that is becoming such a living and breathing vision in my mind. And so I want you to visualize, if you're like, I'm only working 3 days a week in my business and I have financial freedom, what does that look like? Maybe it looks like Stripe notifications coming onto your phone while you're playing with your kids or you're down at the beach. People's DMing you saying, I just want to work with you. Like, your energy is magnetic. I love what you're doing. I want to be in your world. It could be that you're working a lot, you're traveling, you're speaking on stages, you're creating retreats, and that you've got clients that are booking in and that you're creating those experiences. Whatever it is for you, I want you to really visualize it in a big way. It is so powerful. I love reading books where it talks about high performance and visualization. And I'm sure that you've heard before that high performance coaches that work with Olympic athletes, one of the things that they do is that they're visualizing winning, visualizing being on the podium with the gold medal, visualizing having that moment when they cross the finish line or they look up at their scores and it's number one. I want you to think about what that visualization for you looks like. And then we want to embed that visualization into the results of the thought audit. The result is that end goal. A room full of women who are there to learn how to align their energy with the big visions that they've got, who love the strategy and they love the woo. They want to talk about it. They want to connect with other women who have similar thoughts and feelings and beliefs. And I'm picturing the room and I'm picturing the energy and I'm picturing the speeches and I'm picturing what I'm wearing, and bring it to life. And then think about, what are the actions that I need to take to start to create those results? Now for you, it could be attracting more clients in. Who do you need to show up as? And when I say that, obviously it's you, but we have different versions of ourselves as well. When I'm sitting on the couch chilling with my family, it's a very different version to me standing on a stage. And so the energy that you want to be tapping into is the energy of the person who is in that end vision, whatever it is that you're doing. And knowing that you can magnetize those results, knowing that you can bring this to life, knowing that you can create the thing that you want. So that is part of the woo. Now let's talk a little bit more about the do. What are the strategies that are working for you? Where are you in flow? Where are you showing up where clients are coming, there's an alignment, they're loving what you talk about, they're buying from you? Where are you where that's happening? And if it's not happening right now for you, that's okay too. We can make that happen. I think holding the belief that you can continue to create the outcomes that you want is a huge part of success, because if you don't believe it, you're not going to do it. And so you have to build those belief ladders. And I've talked about this on the podcast before. But when we start to build our belief ladders, I believe that I can do this. I believe that I can attract the clients that I want. I believe that I can have the revenue that I want. Whether it's happening now or not, whether it's happened in the future, and knowing that you can do that, living in that belief every day. Because when you live in the belief, then you are showing up with the energy that I 100% believe that this is something that I can do and that I can achieve and that I can create. And then I think about the strategies. Okay, well, I'll go live on Instagram. I'll create my YouTube video or my podcast. I will do invitation marketing. I will put an offer out there. I will start talking about this thing so that people can become part of it. And really understanding what it is you want to do and what you love to do that you know is going to get you where you want to go. Do you want to create the program, create the group coaching, create the membership? Do you want to build your personal brand and really start to show up in a way where you're like, this is what I want to be known for. This is what I talk about. And the more that I do that, the more that I'm going to attract the people that I really want to attract. Now, the other thing I want to say with this is that really follow people that help you believe the things that you want to believe. Follow the people that help you to have the big vision. I love Ryan Leake. If you don't know him, he's a leadership speaker. I watch his reels. And when I watch him, I just think I want to be on stages like that. I want to be able to share passionately what I believe women in business want to do, be, create, so that you can have that life that you want, so that you can have the impact and the influence that you want. And following leaders and entrepreneurs and people who are making an impact in the world, because that rubs off. Like if you are somebody that wants to make an impact, if you want to do good in the world, if you want to build wealth so that you can not only have freedom, but that you can contribute to the causes and the things that you really want to support, then talk about that as well. Because we want to align with people who want to make an impact and who are doing good in the world. And we can't do that if we don't know what you think or you believe. And aligning that with your strategy, aligning that with the work that you want to do, just makes it more purposeful. It makes it more impactful, and it makes it more magnetic to the people that really want to work with people who align in that way. So this is your call to arms and to action when it comes to being more audacious in your business, which is showing a willingness to take surprisingly bold action and risk. And so ask yourself today, what is it that I desire? What is it that I want? What is my vision? How can I see it, taste it, smell it, feel it deeply inside me? How can I start talking about it and communicating that vision to call in the right people to me so that I can create the outcomes and the impact that I want? And what are the strategies that you are going to commit to? How are you going to show up? When are you going to show up? Where are you going to show up? What offers are you going to make? What invitations are you going to make so that you can build this business that you want and desire so much? I'm excited. I want you to share your audacious goals and vision with me in the comments, or DM me at Suze Chadwick on Instagram, because I want to be a leader of an audacious movement. There, I'm claiming that space too. But listen, if you enjoyed this episode, make sure that you like, subscribe, and share. Come and follow me over on Instagram. It's where I hang out the most, and I'll see you next time.